All right, here we go. Economic Ninja coming on scene from the Home Do It store. Now this is the place we all don't like coming to lately because the cost of lumber is going sky high and there's all these lines and maybe a little bit of panic, depending on where you are in the country. And I want to talk to you right now. I'm going to make this video short and sweet, but I'm going to explain to you exactly why I know the prices of lumber are going to collapse. And in my opinion, I'm not a financial investor, or I am a financial investor, financial advisor. I believe it's going to happen this summer, as soon as this summer. So I'm going to share with you the very serious point at the end. This won't be a long video though, so stick through it to the end because I tend to go off on tangents, but I guarantee you we'll get right back into this, the meat of it. First off, you have to remember the reason why anything goes up in life, anything goes up in a life, there's three factors. There is either inflation, right? Because there's too much money chasing for too few goods, right? Then you have demand. As demand increases, things get a little interesting, but also just, demand collapses also. People don't get that. Then you also have crisis, which we've seen in the last year, right? Because, well, we'll get to that in a second. So over the long term, everything over the last 100 years does this in price, but there are collapses in the cost of goods, right? It just depends on what happens with demand. The crisis we had was unprecedented because for the first time in our country's history, we had a bunch of people get told, you ain't going to work, you'll still get paid, but stay home and sit on your hands because we're going to wait this thing out and it's going to get better. And a lot of people just went, I can't go on a vacation? No, you can't go on a vacation because everything's shut down. Honey, I've been wanting to rebuild that fence over there. That fence is getting knocked over. We should rebuild it. I got 2 weeks. Kaboom! Because you know what happens with normal Americans that have 2 weeks off? It's called, we go on a vacation because I want to escape my life. But for the first time in history, the entire country is like, yeah, you get to stay home with pay and you can't go anywhere because everything's going to be closed. So it's like, honey, we're going to the depot. We're going to go buy ourselves some fences, some boards, and some nails, and we're going to build stuff. They go, but honey, you don't even know what a hammer is. Doesn't matter. Everything's a nail when I got my hammer, and I'm going to build stuff. So I run down to the Home Depot, and guess what? Within a week or two, everything was gone. People go, what do I do? I got this 2 weeks, I got to build something. And that's when it was on, right? All of a sudden, supply chain started shutting down, right? Because, hey, the lumber mills were told to shut down too. But something interesting happened. As the panic outweighed the amount of, it got larger and larger, and we started seeing supply completely dwindle. What we started seeing is as the economy started to wake up and people are like, hey, I'm going back to work, the heck with this. Lumber mills start waking up, and we're just now starting to see it. Inventories are starting to rise. Well, like any good business, this is how it really works in the real world. And I know a lot of people are going, you're wrong, there's no way it's going down. Well, tell that to the people that bought tulip bulbs during the tulip mania or .com stocks in 1999. Everything goes down in its right time. So like any good business, they go, whoa, why would we want to sell the lumber at $1 when I could sell it at $3? Shoot, that means to keep up with profits, I only got to ship out 1/3 of the lumber and keep a backstock over here. That's just how it works. That's how countries deal with oil prices, just so you know. Like countries like Saudi Arabia that are literally, it's proven that they're running out of oil. Well, shoot, all we need to do is start a couple crises, run up the price of oil, and then we're still getting the same amount for less money. We're selling less for more money. So we're getting the same income. So my point being is, this is nothing new. Now, but Ninja, the real estate market's smoking hot. Well, guess what? Just like in 2005 when I was like screaming for the hills, mid-2005, 2006, selling off all my real estate, closing our businesses and going, run for the hills, the market's gonna collapse. It's because there becomes a day when people go, I'm not going to buy a house, I'll wait, I can't afford it. Now, that price for lumber is coming not only very soon, it's happening right now because I could see that last video I did on lumber got, it's probably at 100,000 views right now in a week. Why? Because people are concerned. People want answers. They want to know how to plan, right? And a lot of those comments, 90% of those comments like, dude, it's crazy. I was going to build a deck, no more. I was going to, build a pergola, no more. You guys know that I'm one of my companies is a construction company. we've been planning for this increase for a while, so we hedged it, we bought more materials, and then some projects we go, we're not going to do the work. We're gonna hold off on certain types of jobs, right? We're even advising clients, you should hold off. This is going to be temporary. Now, I'm getting to that last point, and I think this is the most important point where you have to understand this. As people start to say, I'm not gonna buy that house today because it's too expensive. I'm not gonna buy that .com stock because it's too expensive. The PE ratio is way out of whack. Or I'm not gonna buy that lumber, it's too expensive. This is what happens. As people start to see that those prices start to top, they now get worried. They go from panic into, whoa, something's happening. Like those people that go to look at a home, all of a sudden they go, well, this home's been on the market for a week, but all these homes have been selling in a day. Well, yeah, this one's on the market for a week. And then they go look at the next one. That one's been on the market for a week. Something's weird, like the feeling, because this normalcy bias, most people suffer from it because they believe that everything that happened today will happen tomorrow. And that's why people they run into panic or they're shocked or surprised because they can't identify what's actually causing in the background for their world to be the way it is today. If you knew how your world worked, which most people don't understand even how finance works, or how market cycles work, or like when you go to sell something on Craigslist and it takes like 2 weeks, but all of a sudden the day you sell it, 5 people call and you're like, what the heck, right? Because there's like literally a science behind it. And it literally, that's a whole nother video. But my point being is that when they start to see a top, and they go, oh, there must be something wrong with that house. It's been on the market for a week, and we're used to selling them in a day. And no joke, during the down market, I remember nobody wanted to touch a fourplex that I bought because it had been on the market for, no joke, 364 days. 1 day shy of a perfect year. And I offered them 10% less on the house, on the fourplex. I bought it. I literally put a couple ceiling fans up and 30 days later relisted it for 25% more. And they said I was nuts. And it sold in a month, right? Because it was new. But everyone else goes, oh, there must be something wrong with it because it's been on the market for so long. Well, that's what they're about to do when houses start going on the market for a month. They're like, oh, there must be something wrong with that one. We're just not going to buy that one. We'll just look for some more. And then after they look for a few days, they're like, whoa, there's a lot of homes that have been on the market for a month. Ooh, is this it? And then as you start to see the news, hey, home sales have slowed down, right? Because people don't realize that the real reality is these things are smoking up, lumber's smoking up, and homes are smoking up, and all these things are getting super expensive in price. It's because the volume is dropping fast. And so the reality is people are only buying homes in that super smoking hot market from the cheapest home in town to like max in California around $750,000. That's your cap. You get over 750 and there's so many fewer homes selling because the masses don't have that much money. So we're topping out now because a 30-year mortgage right now for most buyers, they can't afford the average home right now with putting down the minimum amount. We're here, we're at the top. And the problem is it's not gonna turn tomorrow, but it will take probably in the next 12 months, you're gonna see massive declines in home sales and you're gonna see people start to give all kinds of interesting benefits on the way down. Well, then the opposite happens. All those people buying lumber, all those people, because the lumber mill's gonna go, like they always get their information in 1 month increments, right? Like, hey, how was our sales this month? And they go, dude, it's booming, man. We just like crushed it. We sold those 2x4s for $3 instead of $1, and we shipped out this much. We got all this stuff on reserve. Cool, sweet, we're golden. Keep this going. They don't need to know. And then all of a sudden the next month they go, hey, how'd sales go? Dude, we dropped 25%. What? What do you mean? Well, I guess all those people wanting to build decks and stuff just stopped. Oh crap. Well, then that means we got a little more inventory out. So they're gonna load more inventory out, and they're gonna a little bit more. And the problem is as it starts to crest and go town, those people they go into Home Depot today, they said OSB was $40 where it used to be $8. Well, now it's all of a sudden $37. They're like, whoa, that's sweet. And then next week they come in, they're like, it's $35. Like, whoa, what's going on here? And then people are like, well, hey, do we need that truckload of OSB? Like, I don't know. I mean, it's been dropping the last couple weeks. It might be less next week, so just get what you need. And that's when it starts. And then after a while, people start totally back off from houses, and they totally back off from lumber, and they go, oh crap, this stuff's falling. We don't know how far it's gonna go. And then they lose their mind in the opposite direction. And this is the last point, and I hope you made it to the end, because I want you to hashtag food in this. The reason why I know that that lumber is gonna collapse in price is because every single person in this country is gonna care more about eating by this summer than lumber. I'm telling you right now, the big banks have been warning you guys for like 4 months that we're gonna see massive, massive inflation in food costs by this summer. And I want people to understand that. These are the days to think about it and get ready for this. Hashtag food in it, because food inflation or hashtag inflation is coming, and they're gonna care more about eating than they're going to care about building a deck. And you can take that to the bank. And hey, even if I'm wrong, guess what? You still got the food. With that being said, guys, thank you to all the subscribers. Thank you for hitting the like button. You guys are freaking awesome. I need more coffee. Stand by. Economic Ninja's out.